Here's how to request U.S. citizenship and immigration services to expedite your case. Hi, and thank you for tuning in to The Immigrant Lawyer. My name is Leah, and I'm a California-based attorney. If you've filed an application or petition with USCIS, you may be eligible to get your case processed faster. USCIS lists certain criteria that qualify for an expedite request, and the most common scenarios include severe financial loss to a company or a person, emergencies, medical or humanitarian reasons, as well as clear USCIS error. And pretty much all case types are eligible for the expedite request, except for the I-485 adjustment of status application for a green card. So if you determine that your case fits under one of the eligible scenarios, then you can submit an expedite request with USCIS. Step 1, gather supporting information and documentation regarding your request for an expedite. For example, if you are someone who has applied for an EAD, the work permit, and currently work for a company, you can show that for your situation, if you have any lapse in employment, if you don't receive your EAD in time, the company that you work for would suffer financial loss if you're unable to continue your employment with them because you are in a certain position or an integral member of the team. That can be shown through a letter of support from your manager or someone higher up who is a signatory for your company. Another example is if you've applied for a travel document such as an advanced parole and you have a family member, perhaps a parent living abroad who needs medical assistance, and you being their child, it would be beneficial for them for you to be able to visit them in their time of need. That would be another situation that can qualify for the expedite request. Step 2, contact USCIS. You can watch this video on steps to contact USCIS either through their Ask Emma chat online or by calling their contact center, the hotline, and make sure that you have your receipt notice that would list your receipt number, A number, as well as identifying information. So in addition to your name, your date of birth, your mailing address on file, and a brief description of your situation. It would be great to write this out beforehand so that, for example, if you call the contact center, you can read or dictate your little paragraph to the representative who would then capture that, note that in your file. Or if you're doing the Ask Emma chat online, you can copy and paste your brief description directly into the chat box for the agent to note down in your case file. Step 3, prepare to email or fax USCIS supporting documentation for your case. Oftentimes, after you submit the expedite request either by phone or Ask Emma online chat, you may get a follow-up email from one of the USCIS service centers to submit supporting documentation, and this is when the support letters from your manager, any medical records would be important. So usually USCIS, they're kind of old school, so they have you fax your documentation to the number that they will email you, or they may be able to also accept your documentation through email. So once you receive that follow-up email from USCIS, it would be very, very important to submit your documentation within usually 72 hours from when they send you that follow-up notification, because if you don't submit the supporting documentation that USCIS asks for, they would close your Expedite request. USCIS hasn't always been generous with accepting and approving Expedite requests, but trends I've been seeing lately, at least for this year, is that they seem to be a little bit more liberal in accepting and approving Expedite requests. So hopefully yours will get accepted and approved as well. Make sure that you have strong supporting documentation and that your brief description that you provide for your initial request is strong and has important necessary details, because that will be the first thing that the representative or the officer sees in determining whether to accept your Expedite request. If USCIS doesn't accept your Expedite request, you can submit a new one with maybe more detail or stronger supporting documentation. And if your Expedite request ultimately isn't approved, your case would continue to get processed under regular processing. If you found this video helpful, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more U.S. immigration updates, parent and kid friendly workout, and tips for aspiring attorneys. This is Leah. Thanks for tuning into The Immigrant Lawyer. See you next time.